Hello, welcome to Operation Crypto and welcome to a new video where we will be taking a look at Matic, Polygon. We'll have a look at both the USDT and the BTC pairings and have a look at some key areas down here maybe where we could use as an investment level, and then we'll have a look at some take profit regions on my way up. We will start off by taking a look at Bitcoin to see what's going on there, because we do know that BTC is still running the show and which way that is heading, the rest of the market is heading to. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button and let's crack on. So beginning here with Bitcoin, as you can see, we have quite a few formations that people seem to think are playing out. I mean, you've got the head and shoulders pattern here, the first shoulder, major head, and then the right shoulder here. You've also, if you zoom in a little bit on the 4-hour time frame, we have the Wyckoff, which a few people seem to think is playing out. I mean, if you just go back to the daily, we have a lot of people saying, oh look, the moving averages are coming into a point where they will get a death cross. There's so many scenarios that people are focusing on, rather than just current price action. Like, in my opinion, we'll drop down to 4-hour now. In my opinion, I still think we are in an accumulation phase, a bearish, it's not a bearish phase, it is a consolidation period, accumulation, whatever you want to call it, sideways chop, range bound. We've pretty much used this area as highs quite a few times at 40,800, rejected down to this region here, pop back up. You see what I mean? It's just bouncing within this range now. Stuck currently at this 35k region. There's always that possibility we could come back down and test 31k again. Personally, I wouldn't like to say which way we're going to head. I mean, if you look at this entire move here, we've actually done a 61% retracement bang on, which is at 35k region, and now we are starting to react and push back up. We have rejected off this 36k region currently, but in my opinion, I think we are going to start pushing on. There's a lot of bearish sentiment throughout the market. If you're looking across crypto Twitter, not much action going on. A few people stop tweeting, and that's what happens when things aren't going up. People start to lose faith a little bit, but we won't lose faith on this channel. Continual long-term perspective, and no matter what happens, even if we do drop down to these regions at 28 and 24, you're still going to get price analysis from me, and I will remain bullish throughout. Even if we drop, all I see that is a perfect opportunity to top up on your bag. So for me, BTC, range bound. I wouldn't worry about too much about these patterns that most YouTubers are pushing out. I'm not your standard YouTuber. I'm not sticking sausage in my face and doing missing out pictures. It is what it is for me. I just talk about what I see, and all I see is a standard accumulation phase. If we drop down below it, happy days, I'll be able to pick some up cheaper. So if we do continue this rise, I think we really need to start closing above 37k. Once we do flip that to support, which is currently resistance around these regions, we then can go back on and test this high range again. And who knows, we might reject back down to this region, but so far I'm not too worried about anything really. So that's that pair covered. A little bit of my thoughts on BTC. We'll have a look at Matic now, if I can find it down here somewhere. I think I really need to sort this list out. So Matic USDT. What's going on here? So let's just have a look at the daily time frame first. As we do know, we had that major pump to the upside up to $2.71. Major rejection back down to 75 cents, and then we did pretty much a V-shaped recovery. I mean, if you're looking at this region here, we hit those highs, rejected, and that's a worst V ever, but you can see what I mean. We have done that recovery, and now we are rejecting our way down. If you look at the 4-hour, what I was looking for was some buys on Matic really, but we didn't quite get there. I mean, from this period here, we was in a downtrend all the way through, and then we did break through, but the current market pretty much brought us back down. BTC dropped down to 35k, and if you're looking at this entire move here, we lost that 618 level, and I was looking for buys around here. Maybe I think I was looking for buys here as well, so let's see, I might actually buy some. We're looking at 137 and 127. I think there's always that possibility we could come back down and test this trend line again. So if you're looking for buys, I would still potentially, if you look at a move there, impulse move up, impulse move down, still could come back down to this region here. It's $1.16 to test it and then push on. But what's going on here? But we have done this move here so far. So, I mean, we've done that 61% retracement, which is I usually look for. So, we are starting to bounce back up now. And that could be that buy zone over with. So, I mean, if you're looking for buys, I would still place some here at 127. I would have a cheeky few orders down at about $1, 116 if the market does get a shakeout. But otherwise, so far so good. We need to look at take profit regions on this way up now. So, if you manage to get some down here, then we can look at 143, 150. And then ultimately 171 is the first major target for us to break through. We just put that there. So we've rejected off it a few times there, rejected off it there, used it as support all the way down here. So, and it's the top of the latest move. So that to me is the first major area for us to break through. If we just put the moving averages on and see what's going there, I had a bit of a bearish cross. So this gives you an idea here. So many people are talking about this death cross. Look. What's happened here, this is how much of a lagging indicator the death cross is, or the crossover of the moving averages. We've dropped right down. Really would have expected that to be around here, but look how late it is. We've already pushed up, and we've had this crossover of moving averages, so it does show you how much of a lagging indicator it is, and not really to take any notice of them moving averages. I think you only really use them if you're going down to the lower time frames, and you are scalping. That's the best reason I only can see them for. So, buys down at this region, 137, 127 and 116. Then take profits up at 150, 171, 186 and $2. I think $2 will be a nice area to get back to. And not a million miles away if you look at that from here to there. 45% in crypto is pretty much nothing. So that's that pair pretty much covered. The RSI is still fairly low, around 43%. So it does show that we have some good ground ahead of us to make up. Remember, that goes all up to 100, so there's plenty of room for us to grow above. Moving into Matic BTC. Right, so with Matic BTC, it's slightly different. One reason why is because BTC could, at some stage, in my opinion, go on a bit of a run. And if we're just looking at a Bitcoin dominance chart, I want to show you this setup. I think there's a potential that BTC could go back up and test this region up here at 52%. If BTC does try to regain some market momentum, ultimately the Satoshi pairs will start to feel the pain. So if you look at Matic again USD and the BTC pairing, I think we could really target some buys at this range if we did get that drop. So we just put this line on here and we'll get rid of that. If you're looking for some buys on Matic, I would potentially plot some down here. But if you look at this entire move from the bottom to the top, we've done a 61% retracement there, so that to me could, if you get on a little bit more accurate, so that could be potentially the move over with. But if BTC does go on a run, you would more than likely see some orders fill down at that range, in my opinion. So that's at 3,239, and then hopefully we can really start to push on and target back at that range. If the market does push on from here and you're looking to take some profit, then you can also look at 4251, 4525 and 4877 Satoshis. So that's pairs pretty much covered. A little bit of a breakdown on BTC, and then that's both Matic in the BTC and the USDT pairings covered. Overall, Bitcoin is still running a market, and whichever way that goes, the altcoins are going to follow it. So if BTC does start pushing up and breaking this 41k barrier, then alts will follow it. Maybe on the USDT pairs, depends on the market swings, but there's always that possibility that the market can break to the upside and we get a massive green candle like this, destroys all the shorts. Because remember, there's a lot of shorts still in play. If you're looking at BTC shorts, starting to drop a little bit now, but there's a huge amount of Bitcoin shorts in play, higher than we've seen for a long time. A long time. Let's have a look at this on the monthly. Yeah, so highest we've seen for quite a long time. You're looking back to April and February of last year. No, 2019, so that's a long time. So that to me shows there is fear in the market. People looking to short it. Good time to potentially liquidate all them shorts. So let's see how the market goes and see what goes on over the course of the next few days for the rest of this weekend. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you are new here, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button and I'll catch you next time.